I'm Eggy Drago. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. I'm a part-time video store clerk, a part-time brawler. Oh yeah, and a full-time human being. Wow. When I went to Tokyo back in February 2024, I went to an idol concert on a whim because my VTuber Oshi, who graduated, was into that scene. Needless to say, I got hooked. Yeah, I think we bought too many Checkies. After talking to a few idols, I realized every single one of them has a story, be it why they chased this dream, their ups and downs, and even their future after all this. And that's what I'm here to do. Learn more about the idol culture, the various scenes around the world, and to give them a platform to tell their stories. Every idol has a dream and a story to tell. This is IDOLEYEZ. A member of Sydney-based idol group Kuuhaku Station, Riumi joins us to talk about her path to becoming an idol. All eyes on me. IDOLEYEZ, Episode 11, Aussie Open Arc Part 3, Riumi of Kuuhaku Station. Tonight, 5 p.m. PDT, 8 p.m. EDT, and for the Australians, today at 10 a.m. AEST. Whoa! Alright.
Whoa!
Webcam feed. It takes a little while to load, but hello. I am.
Hello?
Oh, there we go. I am the cream of the crop. I am the yolk on top. I am mighty Eggy Drago, and we are here for IDOLEYEZ Episode 11, Aussie Open Arc Part 3, with our guests for tonight. They love ramen. They love ramen so much that they eat it on stage. They are the awesome purple member of Kuuhaku Station. They are an OG of the pit of the Sydney idol scene. They are, you know what? This is Riumi of Kuuhaku Station. Pew 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 pew.
Hello, everyone.
Riumi, how are you on this fine morning / evening for me?
I'm kind of sleepy.
Oh, I am so sorry that it's like.
I'm always sleepy. It's like, to be fair, I feel like it would have been worse if you didn't. Anyway, this is a good time. I should wake up properly. I need a steady sleep schedule.
Yeah, usually like it's kind of good for the guests since it's like 10 a.m. So like mostly everyone is up, but yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, I go to work and then I sleep and then I wake up and then I sleep. This is the same schedule I had during high school when I was a young lad. So I'll sleep at like when I get home, so like 7 or 8, and then I'll wake up at like 12.
Oh.
I'll do stuff. So my sleep schedule's a bit messed up. I will try my best to not swear as much. It's the Aussie in me.
I mean, you know, you're it's like it's dependent on the guest. If you want to swear, you could swear. It's fine. Like
unnecessary swearing. It's the Australian in me.
Yeah, because like Mayhem sweared a bunch, Amy sweared a bunch. So it's you know, weapons free.
I don't want to get banned.
Alright, let's get this show on the road where we take you back to the past and I guess like find out about your origin story about being an idol. Like, I guess like my first question is like who or what got you into idol culture or J-pop culture, whatever it may be?
So I've always liked Japanese idol groups when I was younger, you know, like AKB48. It was mainly 48. And like those 2.5D groups like Little Pretty, Bueno, like Super Fire and stuff like that. And then I got invited to go to live back in, I want to say 2016. It was my first live. It was at AGS M2, so it was in this tiny cafe. Like, I feel like people don't realize how small that cafe was until comparing now. like that stage managed to fit 10 people at once, but it was like tiny.
It was like the
Himichin's debut.
oh what?
Yeah. It was Himichin's debut, and then on that same night, there was a fire in the building.
Oh. Pretty eventful night.
Well, very good because I remember the references her in the AGS graduation as well. They had her hidden in a box, like a cardboard box.
Like Snake.
That night. It's a surprise. And then they had to build it back up because the building had it was on fire. So that was my first actual live, and then because back then it was a maid cafe, I used to go a lot every week because I liked talking to them and I liked idols a lot. So back then it was mainly what I listened to was mainly whatever AGS 10-2 covered back in the day. A lot of Buster, Whack, mainly those two I remember.
I see.
Yes.
So you got your start from AGS 10-2, and then you mainly listened to like most of the stuff that they covered. I guess outside, I guess like, did you have a like AGS 10-2 like Oshi at that time?
I did, and first it was Askarin, so she was a white member of back in the day. This is when they had 9 members. I don't remember what made me pick her specifically. I just thought she was really cute. And then it was really funny because I ended up recognizing her on my last trip to Japan because she was at the same Menchika event I was at.
What? What happened there?
It was Bear, which is Kaideki's Bear's old group, like old produced group. I was in the thing and they had a gacha thing, and I'm a gambling addict. So I bought a lot of things. And I got 3 of the same like acrylic stand of the same guy, and I was trying to sell them. So I was like, I'll sell it for like the $5, 500 yen I paid for. And then I realized when I was looking around to see people who had that Oshi, I saw her, and I thought I was slapping myself in the pit.
Like out of nowhere, your Oshi.
I was like, oh my god. And the thing is, I followed her on like her current Instagram, so I knew it was her. And I was like, what the and so I tried to stay silent the entire time. I was just like, I did not sell her the acrylic stand, so nervous and embarrassed.
No.
Because it'd been so long since she graduated as well, because it's been like a while, so I was like, she won't know who I am, and then she won't, so it would be really creepy if I start speaking to her in English. So she's like, I remember you! But I did have to go check, and I was like, yeah, she was at the live, and I was like, at least it was like a big event and not a small one, because it was their disbandment live, so it wouldn't be as creepy if I did go up to her.
Oh my god.
She was, and then from the I liked Askarin, and then from the later gens, I really liked Yuki. She was there for a long time. I distinctly remember I spent my 15th birthday at the cafe because she was the only person who wished me happy birthday.
What? Only one?
She was the only person who wished me happy birthday on that day, so that was like one of my most treasured memories with her.
Oh my god. Wow. Well, at least, you know, that's like a good moment, you know, right?
That's a good moment, yeah. And then from the later gens, Yumi and Ria. But I think the thing with Yumi and Ria is that because I knew them back when they were cosplaying as well, it felt a bit weird to me at the time. But I really respect and love them and how they've gone far.
Yeah, Yeah, they definitely like, you know, carved a path for like a bunch of idols, and also like go to Japan to actually like pursue their dreams is pretty cool. Um, I guess like going.
I
Yeah. Oh, you first.
no, you.
You go. You go.
I was just, I think Gimme and Ria is like a good, not transition path that we in the Sydney Idol have gone from the AGS 10-2 to what it is now. I think they were a good transitioning point from there.
I see. So, I guess going from like AGS 10-2, what exactly made you decide that you wanted to become an idol?
I feel like this is also kind of cringe. It's
Not-
very sentimental. It's like when I was like in the pit a lot, I really wanted to be on the stage as well, but it wasn't something that I personally could see myself doing. So it took a lot and a lot of years of trying. Like I think people who would have known me back from when I was younger know how many times I tried to make it happen. Because I would join like Love Live cosplay groups, but they would never work out, or like if they did, it would never come into fruition because I would be one of the only people to come to practice and such.
oh.
So it took a lot of years, and then it only took up until 2022 that me and V, who has graduated because she works in government.
Oh.
I don't know if I can talk about it. But Kuuhaku, we decided to try one last time when Amy had Battle Tokyo up and she had her auditions opening for that. I think I just really wanted to be on stage, and at least I wanted to try it at least once before if I gave up, because that was my goal over the years as I became more kind of bad about it, I guess, because I had a lot of friends who were becoming more active in the idol community, and I was like, I don't know if I will ever be able to stand on stage, but I want to at least try it once.
Yeah. Well, at least you did make it through with Kuuhaku Station, and you know.
Which is surreal to me. Like, it was genuinely surreal to me about how far things have gotten. I don't think I would have imagined it, because originally as well, me and V joked about, we were actually, wait, let me think. My first planned stage that I had organized with V back in 2021 or 2022 was gonna be themed around our funeral.
What? What?
We were like, it sounds so depressing now that I talk about it, but this is genuinely like, imagine like how old were we in 2020? Hold on, let me think. 2021. It was like 216 or like 7. Wait, like, can I get a calculator? Hold on a minute. We need to get a calculator. I don't remember how old I was. The thing is, I remember I was young. Okay, I was freshly 18, and this was like peak like COVID-ish, and then V is around my age as well, but a bit younger. So we were like, oh, they're too old now to ever debut as idols, because you know how that's like that mentality that you have to be like really young to debut as an idol.
Right. But like,
so we had our first, it's, I think getting more into Chica idol culture has made me get rid of that mentality. But still sometimes now I get paranoid that I have to be a certain age if I ever want to debut in Japan or such. But our first planned event was going to be our graduation. We were going to go both. Now things have happened.
I see. So, I guess prior to that, like, I guess like still in your origin story, like what inspired your original stage name?
I used to go by different names back when I was a cosplayer, but then me and V wanted to change our names because it was kind of like a brand new start. So originally, I was going to be a VTuber, and Irie, who also has graduated, because she was gonna rig my model, and I had a whole theme going on, and I did all the layout and stuff because we wanted to be like a 2.5D idol group, and because I remember that a few people told me that I would have been better suited as a VTuber, so I was like, oh, I'll try it, and I really liked Niji Sanji Ian at the time. Um, R.I.P. Niji Sanji Ian. I should. Uh, so Riumi was meant to, because I was a stingray themed VTuber.
Mm.
So I googled ocean related names and then I put that together and then that became that. And now it's been stuck like that forever. I think that's how. Like,
Are you
I don't.
are you comfortable with that name now or no?
I when I was a bit younger, I had much shorter hair, so I felt like I wasn't as comfortable because I felt like it felt a bit cutesy for me. So I feel like I'm not a very cutesy person, but at the same time, a lot of people prefer me when I'm cuter. I think now I prefer Riumi over any other name because it's the one I'm most used to now. Like I feel like if anyone called me like Yuto, I'd be like, I don't know who that is anymore. I don't think I if, like I like looking past at the older names I used before Riumi. Like I don't know if I would suit that or if it's as me cool. If that makes sense. So I think with the name Riumi, a lot of people think I stole it from Idolmaster because of Riamu.
But you didn't.
I'll take that. No, she can't. I'll take that because I feel like sometimes Riamu is also very me cool, except I don't know. I think Rimi is probably the name I'm most comfortable with, and I feel like I'll use it for a long time.
I see. So I guess like prior to Kuuhaku Station, did you like was there anything you did to prepare to become an idol, like choir, like dance classes, anything?
I was in a lot of live cover groups, and I did some dance classes, but it was mainly like K-pop. I feel like idol dancing, like J idol dancing and K-pop classes are very different. But then, because during my pre-Kuuhaku, my high school life, I was not in a good mental state. So all I did really was trying to learn how to sing and dance properly, but it would also be me just watching a lot of idol videos and trying to cheer myself up.
Mm.
It's a bit thing. Now I think that I'm more proactive and feel like I have to put something up because I think back then I felt like because I had no chance of ever making it, there was no point in me trying. Now that I actually have to try, that makes sense. I'm more trying to do things and trying to become better, like learning how to sing, taking dance classes and such. It's just that now I still get really nervous whenever I get on stage. Like, I don't know if it's preparing me anyway. It's just me right now. It's learning the basics is what I have to do now because I feel like back then I wasn't as motivated as I am now.
I see. So
I feel like
oh no, you first.
I'm one of the only idols in Sydney. I would like to brag. It's not really brag. I'm one of the only ones who had no experience because I didn't do any formal dance training or vocal training. Like we have a lot of very talented idols in the Sydney community. So then I started to try and work around branding myself as someone without that kind of experience or past.
I mean, it's good that like there's people that had like formal experience and then people like starting from the ground up, like you especially. So, you know, there's people coming from different backgrounds is good for I guess the whole community, you know. Yeah. So, I guess So with Kuuhaku Station, I guess being formed, with you and V, and then I guess
Mm,
like looking through your the group's Instagram and then seeing the very first post was about your, I guess, your performance at Battle Tokyo
yeah.
2022. What was that like performing there for the first time as Kuuhaku Station?
I distinctly remember I was really nervous. I think it's, I feel like a lot of nerves. I remember we didn't have proper costumes at the time. So it was V was wearing a towel dress and then I was wearing a proper tie and I was really nervous because I felt like I didn't belong there because there was a lot of talented visual monks there and then a lot of people that were supporting us because it was our debut. And so I just kept on trying to fight ourselves. But then I remember when we did nerve like this, I think my anxiety kind of mellowed down because I was really happy to see everyone like cheering and jumping. Like I think once I realized that there were people actually support us and that they were really excited to be there, I felt less. I was just really happy and I was like, I don't know if I can fit yet because I want to be on that stage again. So,
Interesting. So, I guess like as I guess like asking you now, do you still have are you still nervous like on stage or like less than
100%.
prior? Oh,
I think I'm still, I think being nervous kind of grounds me now because I feel like if I walk on overly confident, I'm only gonna make myself worse. I think now it's just trying to make sure that the nerves are at like a certain percentage that I can focus on like hearing myself sing rather than on how nervous I'm feeling. I know it's like kind of bad to talk about nerves, especially in front of fans. But the thing is, if I act, I feel like it's out of character for me to act overly confident because I'm not. Um, I feel like now, at least the good thing is that I feel less anxious about performing, and then I don't feel as just say this. I feel like I know what I have to do, and that it will be okay at the end of it because I know that people care. Um, you know, I don't mind. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I just need now. I just make sure that my nervousness is at like a certain percentage, so then I can perform well.
right.
It's not as bad.
I, yeah, that is interesting. Like, I guess like yeah, not everyone. I guess like not everyone is gonna be like very, I guess, prideful about themselves on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's always gonna be like some percentage of like nerves like holding you down a bit, but yeah.
Because I remember I was first wondering if I should play like a Manhattan character during talking to people. But then I felt really bad because I don't want people to feel pity for me, if that makes sense. Because I felt really worried that if I started talking about how nervous I was, people would be like, "Oh, I'll be fine." I don't want to put a pity on me for that. That makes sense.
Mm, I see. So I guess after after that first Taiban, um, how did the group like recruit new members? Like, curious on that.
So Irie was already in the group when Battle Tokyo was started. Irie wanted to debut on the stage because she is a VTuber.
Mm,
So she wanted to at least have some experience performing on stage because she knew that a lot of corporate VTubers also were idoling at some point, so she wanted that experience. So Irie and V were already there from the beginning. And then I think slowly as time went on, we kind of realized that each member had different goals and plans because Kuuhaku, for most of us, was never a long term thing. So we held auditions, like recruitment,
Right.
So we had recruitment, and so then we had a whole day where we tried to look over through applicants and saying, wondering what we could do. That's how we got Mahiru, Hattori, and Emmy to those auditions because we needed to. Or it was like we didn't want to lose the thing that we built so hard to create, but we knew that if there wasn't someone other than me, it wouldn't work out. Makes sense because for all of us, we all had different goals and ideas what it meant to be an idol for us. Like we needed somewhere and something to continue off. Aya, we got Aya from back when Kuuhaku Station used to do tie-downs with Meanism. Aya and Yukari planned to join Kuuhaku Station after they graduated Meanism, but Yukari is really busy and Aya took a while to get ready to perform, and now we are here, 5 members. So it's a big gap, but I think it's because everyone has different ideas and goals on what they want to do as an idol or what they want. It's kind of like that. That's why we've had a lot of member changes.
I see. So like speaking of goals, like what was, I guess I'm assuming like you just wanted to be on stage to get that experience, but like what was your main goal as an idol and especially as a member of Kuuhaku Station?
I think my oh, I really want. I have a lot of short-term goals, and then like there's like some long-term goals. I feel like it's hard because I don't know what I can do. We are. I would like to sing an original song. We are working on it, but the thing is, because I'm very particular about certain processes, it's been hard to make it to fruition because every member is really picky. Like we're very professionalistic. Like from or we've like even our overture, which we haven't released yet, because every time we think it's it, oh, I think
Yeah.
you know
Signal might be
like
a little shoddy. Okay.
I think it's on Wi-Fi. Okay, there we go. I probably want to perform overseas.
Mm.
That's one goal of mine, and then I what original music overseas, and I really want to have like a seathon. I want it to be like really extravagant.
Mm.
Like every time I see like heroines, like their idols have like really extravagant like um background drums and stuff. That's low key my dream. I want like a really extravagant seathon. Like they're very weird. I don't know if they're weird. It's kind of common. You know, that's my. Other than that, I want to collaborate with more groups, especially with groups of different concepts or different countries. I feel like it'd be cool because I think differences between like I'm gonna say Western Kaigai idol communities and then like for example like other countries in Southeast Asia and East Asia. I feel like there's more collaboration going on. I want to be able to collaborate more.
I guess that's interesting because like being in I guess like the Western Kaigai scene, I don't think I've really seen a lot of collaboration, but I'm also like I've been in like the community for like a couple months, so it's pretty much new to me. So yeah.
I think even if it's like I think with Australia because we have to like as long as we can it's a bit easier because lot of a lot of groups in the Western Kaigai idol club aren't hired by companies or management, so then it's easier for them to collaborate, I think. Because even with talking to friends who are under companies in East Asia or Southeast Asia, like we're not allowed to even DM each other sometimes on different format like platforms.
Right.
because of how strict companies are. So I think that acts as a barrier sometimes for East and Southeast Asian groups to go out.
I see. So, I guess going from the past, I guess
Mhm.
going into the present, like, how often did Kuuhaku Station, or now, how often does your group do gigs? Like every month, every week?
We typically now it's usually once a month if we get invited to events or if there's a convention. So at least we did take a small break after Muji Voyage just to kind of refresh ourselves because it was a lot of planning and it was tiresome because of how much stuff had happened even on the day. So then it's usually once a month, one to two times a month. So it's not as often as I'd like, but I think it gives us a good time frame to keep on practicing and keep on going and refining our program.
I see. Um, I guess I guess from starting out as a group, you needed to like get your name out there and like try to like get fans, right? How did you get your name out there? Like through flyers, through like
We we performed a lot at different taverns and then guesting at different lives, which I think helped us get there. Because for us, we haven't put out a lot of YouTube or even online content because all of us are too wait, hold on. Perfectionistic and aware that even if we look back like a VOD, we keep on feeling regret, and that's something I think we need to get past. So I think it was mainly that through guesting and such, and then we did have flyers. We did give out flyers as well, but I don't know how effective they were. We gave out flyers and then business cards, especially at bigger events or chances. We did that, and then every time if I went to an overseas event, I would always talk about Kuuhaku, and then that helped somewhat. And I was still talking to one like any oshis I had like in Japan. I'd be like, oh, this is the group I'm in. And they were like, oh, and then that kind of helped stuff. But I don't know how much that helped. It's mainly through yapping, flyers, and performing. I love to.
I mean that's good. Like word of mouth is fine. And like I guess talking about your group with like other groups is fine too. Um I guess as Kuhaku Station, like what type of songs did you cover?
A variety. I think basically also depends because when we perform, it's hardly ever as a full group because of everyone's schedules. Then it's more like whoever wants to perform at this event they're putting. I think different subunits and different pairings have different vibes. Like if it's me and Hattori, we tend to mostly do male cover songs. Like Hattori really likes Johnny's groups, so then we would tend to cover songs that are on their radar. Then I like a lot of menship groups, so then Hattori and Riumi our songs are typically only mainly male idols. Because that's something that both interests us. If it's like for example Aya and Hattori, it tends to be more vocal songs. It tends to depend on the pairing and such. All as a whole group, anything that Shungo Miyari makes is something that we do like to cover. So anything by recently, hitting his dog. Yeah, Johnny's Mansion.
Yeah, Royal loves Johnny's groups.
I did not know anything about Johnny's groups until Hattori had to explain to me because I was really confused. Like I was like, I don't understand this. What is a Johnny's Junior? I'm so confused.
Oh yeah.
So it usually depends. Yeah. It usually depends on the member and stuff. I think for songs we pick, it's either one person likes a song and then we derive around that, mainly that. I think a lot of older songs that we used to cover we don't do as much anymore, like whack songs, because I feel like whack songs now tend to have a different reputation now amongst Sydney idol community rather than back then. It's really interesting.
How so?
I feel like so when I feel like Plastic, for example, Gang Parade's Plastic to Mercy, because it's such a hype song and then it's something that everyone knows, the more that people started to cover it, the more that I could tell that some fans were visibly tired of it.
Oh.
And so that's why we stopped doing certain songs by WAP. Nerve we don't do anymore. Plastic to Mercy we don't do anymore. And it's also because when we held the auditions, it was really funny because I think some of the people who applied were like, that jumpy song you do, I hate it. And I'm like, okay, we won't do it then. But it's mainly because I didn't want people to feel bored. And so I felt bad if everyone was doing, like, you know, if they were, until they were bored. But I think people, I don't know how bored people are of us doing UFO now, because now it's the only song that people know us for, so it's like we have to do it every event now.
I guess, like, we talked about, like, the songs that you covered. I guess, as Kuuhaku Station, like, in total, since, like, 2022, how many events have you done or performed at?
Hold on, I made a list for this because I felt like this would come. Hold on. So in 2022, it was only Battle Tokyo, but then 2023 we had the most we had at one go. We had 3 lives back to back in 1 month. It's been, I think, I want to say 14, 15. I'm not 100% sure.
That's a lot. So.
That's a lot. I think we are, because we only had our first held live by ourselves in April this year. Most of the other ones were just guesting or we had different like opportunities. So for me, there's only been one event where I haven't performed as Kuuhaku, as it was Kuuhaku Station without me. So it usually depends on which member has done what, and then because me and Hattori did one event as soloists, it was a bit different, but I would say 14 to 15 ish.
Interesting. Yeah. So, like, I think the topic came up already. Like, you guys, like, do perform as subunits, sometimes as a group, and that's just because, like, everyone's schedule doesn't really line up before, like, the Taiban.
Yeah. We all have really different schedules. So it's usually depending on who wants to perform and such, or how much time we are given. Some Taibans, they will give us some events will give us the notice 1 month in advance, some will give us 2 weeks in advance. It just depends on the organizer and such. Depends on how prepared or how the schedule alignments are up. So, yeah. And then mainly that also gives us an advantage to work on some songs that we want to do but might not fit the entire group aesthetic. Like for me and Hattori said, I don't think we could force the other members to sing Menchik or Johnny's group songs, because I don't think it'd be something some members would be as comfortable with, and because having to pitch down the song and such is tiring for some. So yeah, I think I mainly only get to do my Menchik songs I enjoy if it's with Hattori or if it was with me. They're mainly different things.
I see. So, I guess we talked about like I guess group formation. Do you have like any stories of like what you would think would be like the weirdest gig you've done as Kuuhaku Station?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know how weird, because usually all Taiwans and events are managed or organized by similar people, the same person, so it hasn't been as weird. I think the only weirdest one is when me and Hato decided to cosplay as like hosts or a live we had, because our whole set list was like, oh, it was all male songs except for one. So we're like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if we started cross dressing, and then it was weird because you could tell a lot of fans were slightly uncomfortable with the fact that I was like cabezoning them. I was like, I was cosplaying. I was like, I had a whole dancer persona that night as well, and it was really weird. So I don't think it was weird. I wanted it was weird for us and the fans, because I remember one friend of mine was asking, she's like, "It's the first time I've seen you perform, and you're not normal today." That's probably weird, I think, for everyone, and I don't think it was as popular as I would have wanted.
I guess like on
my male persona.
On the other side of the spectrum, like what would you consider the toughest gig you've done as a group?
Our first hosted live Riumi Voyage, because that one was hectic. It was a lot of learning experiences that we had to learn, and then it was a lot. But our costumes didn't come in time, so then we had to sew, and none of us have sewing experience. And then I was really busy with work, and then everyone had uni class, etc. So then we had to cut down our set list a lot over the time, and then we had to think of ways to do it. And then it was really hard because one of our members on the day was really sick. Like, she was so sick that she couldn't leave the bed. Then we had to last minute plan how to reorganize everything a few hours before the live started. And that was, I think, the toughest one we had. Because I was so running all over the place because our audio had issues. There were so many issues we couldn't, and I just got really bad the whole day. So I think that was the toughest one, but I think it did teach us a lot about organizing events and performing and such. It wasn't as bad. It's still a treasured memory of mine. It's just thinking about it stresses me out.
I feel like a lot of people or a lot of groups that like have that host like, I guess like Taiwan's focused on them very much have like a tough experience like organizing stuff, because like even with Gumi, she was like I guess like talking to her, like organizing like the people, the set list, like the amount of time people get, like organizing who goes first or whatever, and then like, you know, preparing for like her own set at the end. It's very stressful. So like I get it. So yeah,
I think because I think I would have liked more time to prep, just in case if I knew things would happen, but I think it's just how things is. And I don't regret it, and I will see when I work on the next one. Because it was really fun organizing it, because I think I feel like sometimes, especially now, I feel like I suit things more behind the scenes sometimes. So I want to try organizing more events, but I don't want to think. I feel like if I make myself the focus, it's only going to stress me out more.
right. So like, I guess with Voyage, you had like other performers on the actual sets, like Himawari. You had Sour Candy. How did you like get them on the actual show, and why?
So Noxia we invited because Mahiru and Emmy are close friends with Billy and Lei, so they just sent a DM and was like, "Hey, do you want to perform at this event?" And they were like, "Yeah." And then Blood Rush, I also had asked them because they're very close friends with us as well. Himawari, I think Kapuri was the one who invited her or brought the idea, because I was really nervous. Himawari is an idol with like a lot of long time experience. So I was like, I don't know, I feel bad. But it was mainly just messaging people, and then they were like, okay, and then if they didn't want to, we just found something all the people that we messaged, they would have come. It was
I see.
I think because it was our first, like, we stood live, we wanted to pick people that were close to us, but we didn't want to invite too many people. We wanted to make it a small, intimate event. Yeah.
I see. So like, I guess you can consider it like your toughest gig, but would you consider it like your favorite performance as a group, like that live, or no?
My memories of Voyage aren't as positive as like. The thing is, we cut our set list a lot. Like even on the day, we realized we didn't have enough time to do this one thing that I really wanted to do because we were gonna have like everyone, like all the new and old members, in one of the first songs we did. But we didn't have time to do that, and it was really stressful because of the day. We were meant to bring a guitar because it was meant to be acoustic rendition, but then one person forgot to bring their guitar, and so we tried to drive back to get it, but we didn't have enough time. So I think that's why I don't have as much fond memories of Voyage as I'd like. I think my favorite performance is kind of odd. I really liked. I don't remember this now. I really liked Idol. I think it was Idol Nexus, Idol Box. It was the one where it was me and Kataru because I think a lot of the fans that made it memorable. It was the one where they fed me undercooked noodles.
Yeah, it's in the intro. Yeah, yeah.
That video has now I think 8,000 views on Bilibili. Like it was really embarrassing because I went to a live as like an otaku as like the voter, not like a regular, not as an idol. And then one of the a few Chinese otakus pointed at me. They're like, "I recognize you," but I didn't speak Chinese, and I had to pull along Katori to act as a translator. So I think that live made it because I like the antics. And I sometimes regret that I don't have two bodies because I want to be in the pit and then see the pit as well from the stage. I think Smash was also really memorable, but then I didn't realize the calls people were doing until I watched VODs. I didn't realize they actually did Kuuhaku Station until after I watched the videos.
Yeah, cause like, I think when I was searching for footage for Kuuhaku Station, like, literally just yesterday, someone posted a video of, I guess, your group performing. So I was like, ooh, I guess I'll watch that, and then I'll put it in the the intro. You guys did good, very good. Like,
Yeah.
I guess like, was that like your first Smash performance or no?
It was our group's first Smash performance. My first Smash performance was in 2017 on Love Live group, and that was way worse. Way less memorable. So I think it was our first con performance as well. So I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves because we wanted to be like worthy, if that makes sense. But it was good, and now we're already going to be performing in Melbourne next month, so I think we just have to keep going. I really did like this year's Smash though. I just wish I had two bodies because I really wanted to stay in the pit, but then I am only one person and I had to keep running around. That made me really sad.
I guess like I'm slightly curious because like if you're performing like as Kuuhaku Station and then like after your set, do you just like hang around the pit or like do you just like hang around backstage or?
I think it depends on the event and how tired I am and what place on the set list we are. If I'm last or like near the bottom, then I will try to stay in the pit as long as possible. If I'm in the middle, it's a bit hard because I'll stay for the beginning, but then I'll be too tired to stay after. So it genuinely just depends where I am sitting, performing like time-wise, and then how tired I am or the environment in the some events they'll be like, we don't want you to stay in the pit because it might have a bad, not a bad image, but it's like we don't want you to be too friendly with voters if they're not in your line for top 10 car. So it mainly depends on the event, the organizers, and how to say that. And well, if I'm not performing, then I will stay in the pit the whole time.
Let's see. Interesting. I guess we talked about Voyage. We talked about like Smash. Wow. Yeah, we did talk about Smash. I guess we might as well just like go into the future. We talked about it briefly, but like what are like some other like bucket list things that you want to achieve as a member of Kuuhaku? I know it was like the original song, it was like performing. Is there anything else?
I think my goal as of right now is because because I know I won't be staying in Sydney for that long, I want to make at least my time that I have left as the best I've lived. I don't want to regret my time here, and I want to make sure that after I leave Sydney, Kuuhaku Station is at a stable place where they can only go better from there. That's kind of my goals as here at the moment. Other than personal goals, I feel like a lot of them we are slowly reaching it, so it's not as bad for me. I think now it's me mainly thinking, how can I make sure that I won't regret this and then I can use this experience to make it better for the other members as well.
I see. I guess, alright, like, going back a bit, like, with everyone having, like, different schedules, do you think that hinders, like, the actual group itself?
To some extent, yes, but then I feel like I don't think it's as bad as sometimes we make it seem, because we still do find time to practice and such. It's just not as frequently as others. We still have days where we spend time together. I think even if we don't have, like, we can't make it practice sometimes, we still manage to talk to each other every day and call. So I think that at least makes it better. I think it does hinder to an extent, because even if we do individually practice, there's only so many things we have to do as a group. And then the fact that we perform in kind of subunits-ish means we have to change formations every single time, which just make it a bit tiring, but it's good.
Interesting. I guess like going on top of like bucket list things, are there like any dream venues that you would want to perform at, be it Japan, Australia?
I really want to perform at Shinjuku Club Science, because Club Science is my absolute favorite venue because it's so jumpable.
I think like
I freaking love it.
Did I go to Club Science? No, I went to Aninag. I didn't go to Club Science, but like yeah. Tokyo Oiron had like a bunch of like sets in Club Science, but like they weren't like around the time that I wanted to go to, so
I really like clubs because there's like a fence. Not like it's like a fence, and then there's like this is a fence, and there's like not lines, but like grids. So it's really easy to step on. So then it's really jumpable, and it's a small knit environment, but it's really cute. I also really want to perform at Yokohama 1000 Club or Senkura, because I've been there a lot, and the stage is really big. I like Senkura as well. I just don't like how non-jump abilities. Those are my two dream venues. Senkura and um Shinjuku comes out.
Yeah, I think like Antinock also had like that fence where like you could it had like foam on the actual like guardrail, so you could like people could just step on it. Yeah.
There's foam that's safe, that's good. Being safe is important. Because I'm so paranoid every time if someone does jump, they're gonna fall down. I think because the first time I went, there was like a Taku. I don't know his, I don't know his name. He wore like a pigeon, like you know those like rubber pigeon masks,
Yeah.
like the big pigeon heads.
Yeah.
I was so scared that when he was jumping and climbing the fence, that he was gonna fall down because he can't see that well. So at least maybe if there's foam, it's confirmed he won't be as calm.
Mm.
Yeah.
I guess.
I do like. Yeah.
Oh, you go first.
I was gonna say I like jumping.
I guess like going on a different direction. You've been, I guess, like experienced like in the idol scene like for 2 years now, since 2022. I guess compared to like other like idols that I had like with Amy or with like Mayhem, I mean like Mayhem like did debut, but like in around the same time with Fable. But like with you, what would you like tell like a Kai Guy idol that was planning to like debut? What would you tell them before starting?
I think the one good thing about the Kaiwa Island community is everyone is really supportive, so there's no need to stress as much. Follow the basic rules and never search up your own name on the internet. I think mainly it's just trying to prepare yourself for debut, working on branding, online content, etc. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of genuinely good advice other people could give. I think having fun is important. I feel like as a Kaigai idol, we don't make much money off of this as other people would, and then we don't. There's more net loss more than net profit in most of these things. As long as you're having fun and people can tell you're enjoying the stage, then I think that's okay. That's my. I feel like having fun is one important part because I think like if you start losing the spark you have for wanting to continue, then it's only gonna get worse. Because you, yeah, I don't know, have fun, drink water, stay hydrated, and I think don't be afraid to ask for help. Because one thing that I struggle with even now is I don't like asking for help. Like a lot of people offer their help to me, but I'm like, I can't. I feel really bad. So don't be afraid to ask for help.
I guess like yeah, like even with like I guess other creative like industries, like burnout does like get to you. Like if you keep doing it and like even if you're passionate about something and you do it so much that you get tired of it, it like burnout just sets in. Like it, I guess like that's happens with everyone.
Yeah. I think with like the difference between like being an idol in countries where like say China, Japan, we are more susceptible to burnout, I think, because the profit through the amount of effort you put in doesn't seem worth it sometimes. But it depends if you rather seeing it as a job versus a hobby, etc.
Right.
So I think because my life is solely surrounded by idols, it either makes it a bit harder or easier for me. So as long as I remember to, have fun, it's a bit easier.
Yeah, like there's it. I mean, like in Japan, even
Mm.
I would say like not a lot of people have idol as their main like job. Like other people, they do idol, but like they have like other professional work, and stuff to like actually
Like, yeah,
get money. But like if you're primarily doing idol, it's tough. It is tough. But like
it is very
yeah,
tough.
yeah.
'Cause I think at least,
No, you first.
I was gonna say because even then, like there's a lot of restrictions of what you can do as a job if your job is idle as well. Because there's so much you have to spend your time on and stuff.
Mm,
But then it does make it easier for companies to have like their own like con cafe, and you can work there, or like other ways for you. Because I think one of my oshis who's graduated, she used to work at a kombini as well.
mm.
It was really unique, but yeah, it's I think a bit. I think in Japan it's harder because they have so many and so many different types.
Right. Like yeah, there's no shame in like getting a side job, even if you're an idol, for sure.
No, I think we should start. I don't know. I find it really cute when idols have like really kind of not unique but like different last jobs or side jobs. Like I think there was like a member of a group, maybe Yoroami, he was a dentist before idling. I thought that was really cute. I love it.
That's pretty interesting.
Because I like it when they have interesting jobs. Because I'm not saying that Concafe Idol is bad. It's good. It's bad for my wallet. But I find it really funny if there was like more idols who were also like kombini or like donkey workers.
Mm.
I know it's their job makes it harder.
Oh yeah, Sunny says like yeah, you can't make money as an on idol, so I'm really interested to see like what everyone's day job is. Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah.
it's so weird. I think I work in. It's not doxing, but I work in retail management. So then my I do have a character I play at work. I think that makes it a bit harder. It's only really awkward when I see people I know at work. 'Cause I don't wear makeup at work. It's been really awkward. I think that's really interesting because at least in Kaigai idol scene, because most of us don't have this as a form of make money or like have it as. It's not like it's not a dream. It's like it's not the end of the road for a lot of us. We all have different experiences and jobs and stuff. That's how I feel. But I feel like often in countries like China and Japan, because at the end of the day, their end goal would be idol, so that all of the jobs that they have would be somewhat aligned with that. So I don't think we have.
Sunny. Working retail while doing idol was rough. Constantly running into people. Glad I don't do that anymore. Yeah, it's like it's very interesting if you like see someone that you know at your job and they know you as an idol.
It's been weird because the place I work at, they had a section at Smash, and so I had to actively avoid it as much as I could. But now it's really embarrassing because they filmed me, and all of my managers went to see the performance, so they took a break off the booth, and so now I have to live with that. My like idol character, like in my Kuuhaku costume, is a fully engraved on my work's TikTok account. So I can never leave. I can never leave.
Oh my god.
I've been forever branded. I can't leave my workplace now. They've taken me hostage.
I guess what was I talking about? I guess we talked about oh, we had like a sidetrack. Oh my god. But like since you came in as a fan in the pit and then you became an idol, I guess like going from both perspectives, what are some things that like the Sydney idol scene could improve upon?
Oh, that's a good question. Hold on. I feel like. Wait. Yeah. I think it's at the end of the line. I think it's so hard. I feel like because J Idol in Sydney especially is so niche, it's harder for us to realize or like try to branch that out. And there's so many groups that it makes it hard for people who want to join. Because we also have the DD mentality, where it's like I don't know many tunnel shoes at all. It's not a bad or a good thing. I think it's just mainly deciding what we want. I think the only thing right now is that like having to make our community more tight knit. And does that make sense? I feel like sometimes it's intimidating with our new fans and stuff. I think mainly Sydney idols, we just have to make a clear distinction of what and how we want our community to be shaped into. Because I feel like a lot of Sydney idols have a more casual relationship with fans because there is no expectation for any Australian idols to have to pursue like a romantic or like kind of idokoi relationship with fans. That makes sense. But then at the same time, if we want to be treated more like
Serious, I guess.
Yeah, it's like if we want to be treated more serious in a sense, then how do we pursue that while not chasing any idokoi or like making sure that there's a relationship boundary between everyone? It's kind of hard and weird because I feel like Sydney Australian idol scene is unique in the way that even like Chinese idol scene, absolutely crazy. Like I've talked to people about it and I've seen it. Like if you post like a checky interaction with your Oshi, like even like just say idol, right? It's like not allowed because then people get jealous. That's why if you bump into like your Oshi on the street, you have to run away. It's terrible. It's really I think that's why it's hard because we have most groups here are self-produced and self-managed, and it's hard to kind of set that boundary for us. And I think it's just mainly us defining what makes us different from everyone else, and then how to set that thing. Because I feel like it's hard. The thing is, if we make more rules to make it more Japan-like, we're only gonna get backlash. If we make it too lax, then we get backlash for that as well. It's hard, I think, to try to find stuff. But, you know, we can all because I feel like now it's just a lot harder to see how it will go. But it's a bit harder now because now Australian Idols is more well known overseas.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I guess like the two examples of like I guess international like I guess Aussie Idols breaking out of like international is like Wooly and I guess like technically Crazy Fantasy kind of. I mean like they're not part of the Sydney scene but they are kind of, but like yeah. Sunny says like yes we're too approachable so having to crack down on just chatting with anyone and everyone because then we don't sell checky because why pay for a meet and greet. The casualness of Austin is like is tricky to combine with. Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Because often in Japan, groups will have like a stopwatch or like a timer, right? And like how long you can talk to them. Yes. If we tried to implement that, we would get backlash. We did have the thing where we were like one checky would be 1 minute, roughly ish. But then it didn't make sense for us to police it because then for us we were like we don't know how worthy or like how worth it is for us to do that. Because at least with us as well, because we're not managed by a company, we have to have the personal, like, we have our feelings mixed up as well, what we have to replace and such, all that kind of stuff.
Like I was talking to like one of my Kai Guy friends that performs in America, and like their recent gig, like there was so many people on their line that they usually didn't have like a timer. So like I guess like after that they started to like, they're planning to like implement using a timer, so like it doesn't like, you know, hinder like other people's like experience, or like make everyone's experience equal. So yeah, it's
Because I think there was a tweet that Himawari posted, because it's like very different. It's like in Japan, right? If your idol like Yoshi has no one in the line, you still would have to go buy a ticket to talk to them. Like you don't just go up in the line and then you just talk to them even if they don't have anyone in their line. But in Australia, I feel like we don't have that kind of boundary sort of thing like that. Like if our line's empty, people will come up to talk to us anyway because they don't, you know, there's no reason for them to have to buy a ticket if they can just talk to us without. That makes sense. I don't know.
yeah, it does like,
Yeah.
cause yeah, I get that, cause like even with Japan, like they're it I mean it is a business, but it's also like they're trying to set up like, how do you want to say it, I guess like that relationship between like an actual fan and an idol. So like going up to them is, without like buying stuff, isn't that great. So yeah.
We don't have that, and it's a good and a bad thing in itself because I feel like Australian Idol is one of the only idol scenes where you'll see the actual idols in the pit or like them on stage. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so
reading the chat.
yeah, Sunny said Himari also mentioned people interrupting Checky to say bye when they leave the venue, but that was so fascinating to me because it's rude not to say bye like that in Oz culture. So Himawari, it was rude, but for Oz fans, yeah, it's like it's a culture clash. It's very much
Right.
different cultures that have like different tradition, and it's very, I guess, like conflicting.
And then for Australia too, because we have like obviously there's Japanese idol fans, and then we've recently had a lot of like Chinese idol fans, like they're Chinese fans, like international students from China who are fans of Japanese and Chinese idols as well. So having those kind of three kind of mixed together has been really interesting. Because now, if you look on Bilibili or like Xiaohongshu, you'll find like a lot of Australian idol content.
Yeah, like
Then having to adjust all three is interesting.
yeah, like even in Fable's Discord, like someone uploaded like the whole Waypoint set, the whole their whole Smash set on like Bilibili. I was like, whoa, why Bilibili? Oh, they're Chinese, that's why.
You can find Fable fan cams on Bilibili as well. Like there's like certain Oshi cams, and it's really amazing to see to me. Because I'm like, oh my god, I didn't realize Australian idols were that big. Like it's crazy to me. Because I do know like Hattori is friends with some members in the Chinese idol groups as well. But then seeing that kind of like Australian idols gone from something so niche to so big overseas as well is crazy to me.
Yeah, like
You know,
yeah, it's interesting that like even for me, I didn't even know that there was like a Sydney scene. I thought it was just like all focused in Japan. So like learning about this entire scene is very interesting. Even through doing this show, like learning about like the different cultures and stuff, like how different it is compared to like the US scene. It's very fascinating to me.
Because I was talking to a friend who I think also performs, who's also Kai and performs Billy. I think the difference with America and Australia is that Australia, at least in Sydney, we have a set venue from where we like to perform at. But America has the other thing where everyone comes from like, there's like 50 states.
There's 50 different
and so
states.
then it's
yeah.
harder. There's 50 different states, so then it's hard to pick only one specific state to have everything set in. 'Cause at least with Australia, everyone's like, oh yeah, they'll go to Sydney for some stuff. But then with America, it's like, which state do you pick?
Yeah,
The only state that I've considered going is Seattle, which is part of a different Seattle, yeah.
yeah, like even with us, I guess like we're starting with like there are people just trying to start like monthly things in California or SoCal, and like it. I mean, I went to like one event called Idol Party LA, and like they're trying to make it a monthly thing in California. But like, I guess like mostly everyone that is an idol, or like some, or like a majority of people are like in California, so they'll just host an event there. But even for that, like a lot of people are still just focused on doing like idol festivals at cons and like other places, because like everyone is so spread out that it's it's kind of difficult to have like one focused like event. But like, you know, in a, you know, it's very different. I guess like it's very different what it'll be in the next coming years compared to like now, because like it's still like forming its, I guess like the centered like thing that people will perform at, you know.
Because I feel like America scene has only just started pivoting away from cosplay groups and like anisong. I think with Sydney at least, we had a more of a jump start, because I think once slowly everyone started moving away from Love Live, they immediately jumped onto different things, and then everyone's already had different groups they like different sounds, so it's not just the same sound. That makes sense.
Mm.
Sydney also, now a lot of groups follow the more alternative or like anti-idol scene as well. So then the sound is a lot different from what the American idol scene is.
Yeah, like even with our scene, like it's very, I guess like judging from what I know, and I'm like still new to this. Like there's like, you know, the traditional idol. There's alt. There's like I guess Aiden, who also does like alt idol stuff. Yeah, it's very all over the place. I mean, like I guess like that's idol culture in general, but like it's very spread out compared to like just being like Love Live and like whatever, or like all moe type stuff, you know.
Like, I feel like America's only starting to sort of branch out from that, so it's been slowly growing. While I feel like with Australia, I don't know many or anyone who follows typical Akibake moe groups. It's really interesting. I feel like every idol I talk to, they're like, oh, they don't like acting cutesy. or like moe. Like, it's really interesting.
Yeah, like I guess even with the Sydney scene, it's very there's a variety of people, or a variety of like idols that people can like get into. Same thing with America, but it's like very spread out. There's like a lot more people, but like it's spread out. So
it's spread out because America has 50 states.
Right.
Australia has, I want to say 7.
Cause like I feel like the benefit of like the Sydney scene and the Tokyo, or like the Tokyo scene, is like everyone's like close enough that like there's fans there and there's like idols there that'll attend shows. Like with Sydney, you know, you have the Idol Nexus, Idol Box shows.
Yeah.
Tokyo, they have a bunch of like Taibans everywhere.
Oh, it's so much easier, like in Tokyo or like Sydney. Because at least with, I think, Tokyo as well, there will always be new events coming up, and then you will always start befriending other groups no matter what. So then it's easier to, because I think a lot of like alternative idols or talkers in Tokyo and like Sydney are similar, where they're like DD. Like I don't know many that will follow the same groups. So like if they'll recommend one group, then they'll just recommend that group to a lot of people, and then that kind of spreads out. Because I remember I was at a shisha bar, and then the guy next to me was talking to me about how he was a Tokyo Oran Story fan. That was really eye-opening. I was like, damn, this is a small world. This I was there because my Oshi was working there because she works at a shisha bar, and then she's like, and then the guy next to her is her otaku, who also found out about Tokyo Iron Story through Taiwan. I think at least it's easier because it's more condensed. Like everyone is in the same area at once, and then traveling interstate in Australia is expensive, but it's not too bad.
Because I think like Doki, you live in Melbourne, right? And then you just travel to Sydney or something. I think there's like a bunch of people that like just travel interstate to like go to the Sydney shows.
Which is crazy to me. But I think it's also been really interesting seeing like Perth and Melbourne slowly build up shows as well, like sort of their own shows. I know Brisbane used to have Amy's used to host like monthly lives, and they used to guest different people, but they've been really busy lately, so they don't have that anymore. Then Perth and Melbourne, each idol's hosting their own lives. It's just a lot harder for them because they don't have the same head start that I think Sydney had.
Oh, 2.5 hours. Ah, I see. Yeah, it's interesting to like see, I guess, like people that dedicated to like travel from like one place to another, especially that far.
It always like makes me really happy. So I think I didn't realize how dedicated people were in a sense until whenever they talk about transport, because a lot of people who live in the Central Coast or like Wollongong, they'll travel quite a bit to get the shows. And that's really, it feels really heartwarming that people would take time out of their way and waste like a long chunk of their day just to get there. But then seeing how like, if you see like the pit, like a lot of otakus that go together, they have like a really close-knit friendship, which I find really heartwarming.
Yeah, I feel like
seeing people. Yeah.
I'm sorry, like you go first.
No, I was like saying people. I was seeing people try to lift their friends to go get out. Oh, she's really heartwarming.
Yeah, I feel like if you're like going to, if you're seeing like the same people in the crowd and like becoming regulars, you might as well just be friends with them, especially like if it's happening so often. So it's cool to see.
I always stalk people's stories of like their checking their shit after live shows, and I find it really interesting who they're gonna dip in their ramen. I fucking love checking. I love really cursed ones. I've been eyeing your recent chick messages, and I'm like, I don't know if it's genuinely cursed or really funny.
Oh yes, yeah. Like Cheese Whiz, Kit Kat for one of the Fable members.
Kit Kat's not bad. Cheese Whiz, I feel like, is somewhat bad.
What other one did I do? I did a bunch of like ice soup. I did ice soup for I think Sunny. I think for Gumi. Like damn Kamiyoshi, and like she was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Cause like I feel like the most interesting that I saw before was like people are like non-typical, because like like typically like chicken makers like ramen or like parfait is like very like that kind of stuff, and then it's just like boom, tekimeshi in with like a bowl of like hawker food, like Singaporean hawker food of like maybe not traditional tekimeshi food, I guess. I really want to see a halal snack pack tekimeshi. I don't know who's gonna start it, but I really want to see it happen.
Could happen. Make it happen if you're in the.
It's gonna happen. You in the chat, buy a halal snack pack and put your oshi in it. Halal snack pack is for my non-Australians. It's kept sauce and meat. I don't know how to explain it. It's really good.
I see.
I like curse. I think ice soup food is really funny, but I want to see like frozen checky.
Oh my god, yeah, oh my god. Yes, I did. I think I did a Fable one where I just like, it was just like a printout picture of like tacos from Guzman and Gomez, and I just put it on the ground and I put like the checky next to it.
Every time, the last time I talked about GYAG to an American friend, they were just really fucking shocked that that was like the only form of Mexican food Australia has. And then she had like a breakdown because I was trying to explain to her what a Cali burrito is.
Mm.
The Cali burrito is a burrito, but it's with fries instead. And then the description that Guzman has is like, this is what real Californians eat.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that's true, right?
Yeah.
Americans only
eat burritos and tacos. Radical,
That's so
tubular.
The funniest thing is that I like sharing like America Core things in Sydney that people have like those like it's like America Core shops and it's like welcome America and then it's just the American flag plastered around the whole wall like 60 times and then they just sell like Reese's cups for like $10.
Oh my god.
But because it's American, it's more expensive. It's like, you know, like Arizona iced tea is like a bit like $10 for the bottle.
For Arizona, that stuff is like 99 cents here. What are we doing?
Yeah, but it's Sparkle, America Sparkle, so it gets the jacked up price in Australia. It's like how I really want to go to Outback Steakhouse.
Oh my god. Like,
someone make it happen. Put your Australian Idol Mushy Checky with your Outback Steakhouse meal.
Honestly, I think I have like an Outback Steakhouse gift card. I might as well just, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'll make it happen. But like, honestly, Outback isn't good to be honest. But like, it's interesting that they built that whole thing on a stereotype. Shrimp on a Barbie.
Shrimp on a Barbie. It should be prawn. I remember thing is like Toowoomba ramyeon, like there's a Korean trend, like the Toowoomba instant noodle thing where it's a Korean trend based on Outback Steakhouse, which is really funny. We have Outback Steakhouse. Oh, there's one in Jamboree, I think. Toowoomba ramen is like it's instant noodles. Okay, it's time we're gonna go. Outback Steakhouse off Kai.
I think like there's like one video where like there's one dude went to Australia just to go to all the Outback Steakhouses and all of them had like nothing like inside there's nothing related to like Australia compared to like in America they have like all Australian memorabilia and stuff and like the Australian flag and like kangaroo heads and stuff. It's interesting.
Because it's like I feel like Outback Steakhouse is like how the reverse of American core convenience stores here. Because they'll sell like, because I remember when I went to Japan, my friend meeting Oops, and I was like, can you please get me Cookie Crisp? Because that's the only American food I really want to try. But it wouldn't fit in their suitcase because they had too many clothes and stuff.
No. Yeah, but like Outback Chekimashi, look for that whenever, I guess. Just shoving my gumi like Checky in a topster or top loader into the steak itself. Yes, I'll do that, I guess.
That would be really. You could put her in a sleeve and then you could put her in a burger. I'm gonna do that.
Actually, I do want to do that. Actually,
this is why I think you know what would really help the Sydney Idol community, Australian Idol community? More acrylic stands. I think if every single group started producing acrylic stands, it would greatly benefit the economy and everything. Because then we could start dunking more people into drinks. Things I can't dunk any of my checkies into a drink, but if I have like a Fable acrylic stand, boom, it's done. That's how.
I think like
we solve it.
I think Wooly. I know Wooly has our acrylic stand. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Wooly, I think, was the only person with an acrylic stand. I think we wanted to make Kuuhaku once. The thing is, I'm really embarrassed if I have my face on an acrylic stand. So we're like, we don't know how to do this yet, but we will see.
I guess.
I like acrylic stands.
I guess. Speaking of like checkies, like when I went to like the Tokyo Oiran off-kai, it was at an izakaya, and like you had the option to buy like checkies and like you take a picture with like your favorite member. There was like one person that bought a checky, took a picture with their Oshi, and then no sleeve, just dunk it in I think like a bowl of soup, and just dunk it in there. I don't know why.
Signed.
It was signed and everything. It was decoed. Just dunked it in there. I was like, what? Why? Why? And then right in front of their Oshi, and their Oshi was like, what are you doing? But like they were laughing and stuff. Yeah.
I've only seen that kind of mentality from like men chick or otakus who buy like, who'll get like 90 or like 100 chickies in one Taiwan of stuff, because then they can sacrifice it.
Right.
The thing, it's so weird because like I like Menchika to a certain extent, and then you know other idols, and then it's all into one big circle, and then you don't know how to decide things. Off-kais don't work in Australia. I think off-kais should be more common in Australia. I would really love a sausage sizzle Australian idol off-kai. My other dream. I think the most Australian thing. We start roasting sausages, and then we have someone comes in a Bunnings uniform.
A bunny uniform?
Bunnings.
Oh.
Bunnings is like. Bunnings is like, what's the word? Home Depot.
Oh, hardware. Okay, got it.
Yeah. And then every week, they will have like a sausage sizzle to raise for charity. So then you could get like a hot dog and a can of Coke, like a soft drink. It's very Australian.
That's interesting. Yeah, like Sunny brought up a good point. Like doing them safely is so hard, but I agree. Like I know if like I saw that Crazy Fantasy did one at some Japanese restaurant, and then I think Wooly and Himawari did like a maid cafe off-kai thing. I think that was a thing. And then Amuse did like some cafe whatever, or like some technically like an off-kai, but yeah.
I think it's also like finding venues and like stuff makes it really hard. 'Cause I think one of the events I attended in Japan was like an indoor kai, so it was like a sports festival, but like it was like 20 different groups. I was like, that would be really fun if we got all the Australian groups in like a not a parking lot, but like a arena, and then they all fight in like different like sporting gifts. That would be really fun. The only hard thing is finding a venue for that, and then justifying the cost it takes to do that. Because I think with the Wooly and Himawari off-kai, Omu, the owner, Miki, is an ex-AGS 10-2 member, so then it does make it easier for like them to kind of mingle and like with like idol event stuff, because she's an ex-idol.
I see.
I think sporting event would be really fun. I want it to be chaotic, and oh no, there was a few years ago, there was an idol dodgeball thing.
Oh, who was it? I think Citrus Plus like made a vlog about that. They just like did dodgeball at night.
Yes, I think we should have that again, but it like for the full budget. Like, it would be in a Sydney Olympic hall, like a sporting hall, and everyone starts. I distinctly remember Mayhem's hair was just like, I tied it up and it was just that. I still remember. I want that. I think the only thing stopping is money. Living in Australia is too expensive.
Oh, you first.
I was gonna say, I saw Chrissy's comment. I'm like, we should just have a dodgeball thing in the pit.
In the pit? Well, everyone's performing.
Yeah. So you have back-to-back stage. So like, this is the venue, right? You have one stage here and one stage here, and then you have idols trying to throw the balls at each other.
That, you know. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of injuries.
Part of the experience.
I guess like going back to like, I guess like going back to questions of focused on your group. When do you think like I guess like the original song that you guys are producing, when will that come out?
possibly end of this year, before end of this year. We already have the lyrics written for some of them. It's just mainly trying to find people to produce and then trying to see how well we can do it and such. Because the thing is, a lot of the songs we've written have been kind of sad, so we kind of want to switch it up and make it not as sad. Because one of the songs we've written and like have like a full plan is it's kind of funny but sad. Because it's basically like you're really depressed, but then you're oshi and like otaku activities are there, so you have to keep on living. I think that's very Kuuhaku because every single member is obsessed with some different thing.
I see. So, I guess with that, actually no, we talk about original songs, but like, are there any other like songs that you want to cover as a group, like in the future?
Oh, I really want to cover more non-idol songs. Wait, me and Hattori, our next new song for anime manga will be a Visual K song. I really want to kind of explore more the music. And I have songs I really want to perform if I ever do graduate in general. But I don't know. I think what we have done is pretty good because I think now I want to focus more on original songs and such. But there are some songs I definitely still want to do, like Orchestra by Fish. I really want to perform it with Aya because it means a lot to both of us. Sorry, look at my list. We have a playlist of Kuuhaku songs we want to cover. Other than that, um, Peter Pan Syndrome, 僕がアイドルをやめても I really want to do that song at least once or twice. It's not a sad song, but it's like a lot of Peter Pan Syndrome songs follow like it's really emo sad lyrics, but then the melody is like really upbeat. So we want to perform that song because I think there's a line in that song that's like really because it's like the transition is like wait, let me find the lyrics now. I'm gonna be talking about Shiki Peter Pan again. It was like about how hold on a moment.
Chat, how are you? While Riumi's looking up lyrics. Did you also get the con flu? I got the con flu from Evo. It's great. Yeah. Oh, Sunny, no. Doki, I also saw you got sick too. Dulek, you're tired. I feel that.
死ぬまでアイドルだし、死んでもアイドルでいたい。Because it was about how the members, even after they died, they still want to idol, and I thought that was really emotional. Oh no, Chris is just fucking pissed.
Oh, I also have a fever. It's pretty bad. Man, everyone's sick. Smash and Evo.
Con flu does that.
Man, that con flu hurts.
I think with Tara because the pit is also really tightly informed, and all the idols were hugging each other, so now everyone's passed along con flu to each other.
Oh my god, no.
It's okay. It's a part of the. What's it? I mean, isn't it romantic if you hug your washi and you get con flu from them?
I guess. I don't know.
I think that's romantic.
Very romantic. I guess we talked about like songs that you want to cover. I guess like looking forward, like where do you see Kuuhaku Station going for I guess like in the next couple years? Where do you see it going?
The next couple of years, it's so very hard because I feel like everyone has such different goals, and the thing is that like I will probably moved out of Sydney next year or next year, then I feel like the time that I have is really limited to what I can and can't do with Kuuhaku at the moment. My goal right now is to hopefully that by the time that I am gone, they're able to continue and such. Because I really want them to grow. I don't know. I feel like it's hard because everyone has such different goals on what they want to do and how long they want it to be. I think we just don't want to regret it for as long as it goes on.
I see. So, like, I guess going after that question, what do you plan on doing after being an idol?
I do have plans to move to Japan, but I feel like it's not. I feel like it isn't as as people expect it. So I'm possibly moving to Japan next year, just depending on visa things, because I have a bit of a fucked up visa situation right now. That's mainly it. That's why at the moment I do want to idle for as long as I physically can. That makes sense, or as long as I can. I don't have any goals. So the only thing I have is that. Because I'm sad.
I mean, like, going to like moving to Japan is a pretty like big step in your life if you want to do that.
Really, yeah. Thing is, I feel like I need to work on myself a lot more if I do make the decision, because I need to have more of the fundamental like basics in my opinion. It's been a bit hard, but it's something that I am looking at and then having to sort out my life to do that. But every time I think I feel like I'm too old or too young, I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. I think that makes it a bit harder. And then for me, having to figure out. I just know that I want to be with the members Kuuhaku for a lot longer, or as much as I can.
Hmm. I guess we talked about like where do you see the group from the years afterwards. We talked about like what do you want to do after being an idol. Like, I guess like in a, I guess like putting it in perspective, like what would the current you tell the you that was about to make their Kuuhaku Station debut?
Go to the toilet before you go on stage.
So, really?
Yeah. Because I was so nervous that I kept on drinking water that at the end of the performance I was really fucking worried because I was so scared that I was gonna have an accident on stage. So my advice is go to the toilet before you perform and listen to every single performance. Because I feel like a lot of idols before they're so nervous they'll end up drinking a lot of water before they go on stage, like drinking a lot, and then so they end up having to go like be like, oh, should I go to the toilet? Or they now have the thing where it's like, do they keep the needing to go to the toilet in the stomach to kind of motivate them to continue get done with the performance or not? But if you have a long set list, then you should go to the toilet beforehand. Also, I think, um, you know, oh fun. I think it's mainly going to the toilet because I just remember it was really dark and I was really sleepy and I really needed to go to the toilet, but I was like, no, I'm gonna hold on, and then boom, I did not have an accident on stage, thank God. My debut was at Battle Tokyo in November 2022. So it's been a long time.
2 years, you know, being in the
Dude,
community
almost
for, I mean, like even prior to being an idol, like being in the pit for many years and then becoming an idol is pretty, I guess like it is a good gateway, and to be actually on stage is pretty cool.
It's really cool. I think that's really weird because for me, I never thought I would be on the stage right at all. And then so having to also adjust my relationship with people because they're used to seeing me on the ground and not on the stage. Essentially, I don't know. I never would have thought I would have gotten this far. But I think us me would be very proud with how things have turned out. I think there's a lot of things that have come out, like opportunities and such, that I don't think would have happened in the past. And I've gotten to make a lot of cool friends from it, so I'm really happy, and if they ask me if they're okay with that too.
Interesting. I guess like my final question is there like any upcoming gigs that you want to like promote or like anything?
Our next event that I can officially announce is Animanga, which is in Melbourne. That's our first interstate convention, which is really exciting because I've only been to Melbourne for family, so I'm really excited to see Melbourne and Alice. Probably Animanga in Melbourne. Other than that, we will be posting more online content. It's just that a bit hard. And then the other thing is that I will be participating in a few fandom projects as well for friends. That would be cool. So please keep an eye out on social media for me to post stuff. Yeah, Animanga Melbourne will be very cool because this will be the first time we'll get to do like a visual carousel. It's really interesting. I want to practice screaming.
I see. I think that's most of the questions that I wanted to ask, but we usually end an episode of Idolize with a reoccurring segment called the worst pep talk ever, where for 1 minute I have the floor to give you the absolute worst pep talk of all time. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be the best one.
No, it's not. So
it'll be the best one. I'm prepared.
Timer, 1 minute. Riumi, you have made it this far. Most people don't actually like, it's interesting to see like a fan going from like the pit, watching idols on stage to actually being on stage, to actually make that big step, because like most people don't, I guess like most fans sometimes want to be idols, but they never have the chance, or like they never have that first step to like do whatever. But you made it this far with Kuuhaku Station. 2 years as an idol is a very long time, and you, despite all the nerves, despite everything that has happened, despite everything that happened with Voyage, you made it this far, and I'm very much rooting for you. With whatever you want to do with Kuuhaku, whatever you want to do with your, I guess like you yourself, like I'm rooting for you. So like that's all I need to say. Like, doing your best, and that has been the worst pep talk ever for 1 minute and 12 seconds.
I was actually a very good pep talk though.
That was horrible. That's the whole thing. All of these are horrible. All these are like.
But that's a good pep talk. I was like not bad. When you said the worst pep, I thought you could be like, "You're terrible, ever." Like, what the opposite of pep talk is. So it's not bad. That's actually pretty good.
I don't know. It's usually bad. But, yeah. I guess that concludes. Oh wait, no. Riumi, you have the floor. Promote whatever you want.
Hi, I'd like to promote all Kuuhaku Station, but as well as all of the amazing Sydney. Oh fuck! I'm trying to think. Please follow me on Twitter at Riumi_Kesa, and you can follow my sub account for me retweeting Komaeda fan art and random otaku talks. Yes. I don't have anything to promote. I feel really bad. I feel like normally I should have like an album or something, a link I should promote. The only thing I can think and promote is like,
you could tell people to stand like your favorite groups or whatever.
Oh, okay. You can follow this group that I really like, and I'm also biased because I know the company too well. You can follow nm2k_info, where's a picture of them. Hold on. I joke about this being my future group, but I don't know. There you go. Here's a photo of them on Twitter. Wait, what is it?
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! 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 And M2K has really nice music, and the members are quite nice. And I'm waiting for Mimi Creative to hire me.
To hire you.
Yes, the CEO asked me once if I'm talking about a type art event, and he asked me, he's like, "Do you want to be an idol?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man." If he hires me, I'll be very happy. Other than that, yeah, I think other thing is I really like Peter Pan Syndra's music, and I tweet about them a lot. I think if you like Shingo Miyari and you like Peter Pan Syndra music, and if you're getting into men, you can just ignore everything else and only listen to the music.
I see. Interesting. I guess that concludes this episode of IDOLEYZ. But that's not it for this week. We have another episode in technically 2 days with Christy, episode 12, Aussie Open Arc, part 4. Christy will be joining us to talk about the Sydney scene, Fable, and the Melbourne scene. Woo! That'll be in 2 days. Everyone's mother, apparently.
Yeah!
Ria's mother, your mother, not my mother.
Everybody's mother.
Everybody's mother. But yes, Christy will be on in 2 days for the US. July 26, 2024, 5 p.m. PDT, 8 p.m. EDT. For Australia, that'll be July 27th, 10 a.m. AEST. Woo, 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 woo. Yay. But that's not all. We're not done with the Aussie Open Arc just yet. We have a little bit more next week, and we'll reveal those guests after Christy's episode. And it'll probably be some familiar faces. Woohoo. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode of IDOLEYZ. Thank you, Riumi, for accepting this invitation to be on IDOLEYZ. I mean, what was it? Because like I announced Aussie Open Arc, and then I think it was you and Sunny that wanted in, and then I might as well. I spoiled like one guest. Oh, whatever. But like Sunny's a guest on IDOLEYZ next week. But yeah, yeah, both of you were added on because like you added me. I was like, okay, might as well just add them onto the slots. So yeah. So thank you very much for being on IDOLEYZ. I very much appreciate it. I learned a lot more about the Sydney scene. I learned a lot more about your group. So yeah.
Always happy to yap.
We love yappers on this podcast. Yeah. But thank you very much. Riumi, do you have like anyone that you want to raid?
Right?
Raid? Like on Twitch? Like
raid.
Yeah. If not, I have like someone else that we could go into.
I have no preference. Let's raid your friend, whoever you want to raid.
Okay. 1 second. 1 second. You didn't want to hear my cough, but I guess we'll be raiding Phoebe. Phoebe!
Yeah!
One of my Oshis. So they're currently doing a 12-hour anniversary stream since they've been VTubing for the past 4 years at this point. So they're currently doing some Jackbox. Yeah. We'll be raiding them. So yeah, 2 days from now, IDOLEYZ with Christy. And yeah, woo! I guess it's all purple week this week with Riumi and Christy, so that's cool. Yeah, so take care.
Purple's not your favorite color.
Purple is my third favorite color. So
no, it's your favorite color for this week.
Number
one for this week.
Yes, number 1 for this week. Sekaiichi. But yeah, take care, brush your hair, be kind, and rewind. We'll be going to Phoebe's stream right here, right now. Thank you for everyone who showed up here. And thank you, Riumi, for accepting this invitation. Woo, to the ending screen. Bye-bye.